Well, happy birthday to me. Alright, so welcome to my first watch unboxing and review video. If you're not subscribed, I hope today is the day I earn your subscription. And I hope you'll watch this video to the end because I did put quite a bit of work into this, especially compared to other videos I've made in the past. So please watch it to the end, hit the like button and subscribe. So funny story about this watch. Obviously you can see I opened a Seiko, and clearly by the unboxing, by the nature of it, I knew exactly what I was getting. And that's because it didn't show up on time for my birthday, and my wife was really disappointed, and she called to say, hey, I'm so sorry, but the gift I got you isn't going to come for your birthday. It's not going to be here on time. And I'm like, well, that's fine, you know, that's okay, whatever. My birthday was on a Thursday, so no big deal. But she's like, do you want to know what it is? And so I asked her, is it big or small? And she thought I meant big as in size. I meant big as in, is it expensive? And she said it's small. So I said, yeah, just go ahead and tell me. And she told me it's that watch you want. And I was like, oh, I wish it had been a surprise. But to be honest with you, this moment here, opening this watch and looking at it with my own eyes for the first time, made me realize that every video that I had watched about this did not do it justice. That was the reference number right there for this watch. So this is my first time getting eyes on it, and this watch just absolutely blows my mind. So the most satisfying moment of taking a new watch, taking ownership of a new watch, is peeling off all of the protective plastic from the bracelet, from the case back, and just getting it on wrist for the first time. So getting all of the plastic off, very satisfying. Taking off the tag and having it ready for wear, and there is the dial. Look at that thing, just absolutely beautiful. So I took this down to the workbench right after this shot here. I had to remove a link, make some adjustments to the bracelet, and then I decided I am taking this watch out on the town with me. So I got it on wrist, and you can see here from this shot, the shape of the case back is one of the things that makes this watch so special, because you see that undercut in the case on this, and this is a 12mm case, so it's not terribly thin, but it's not super thick either. It's a chunky watch, but because of the shape of that case back, it fits really well. I have a little over a 7 1/4, almost a 7.5 inch wrist, and this thing just fits awesome. And the screw down crown there is at the 4 o'clock position, and so that combined with the shape of the case makes it so that when you articulate your wrist, you get no digging in your forearm or your hand from either the crown or the case itself. And so it makes it for a really comfortable wear. And just look at that dial. It's absolutely outstanding. Just beautifully brushed stainless steel, 316 stainless steel there. And on wrist, it just looks fantastic. Feels good, looks good. It's chunky, it's heavy. I like a big watch. And so what I really appreciate about this watch, it's a 42-inch diameter, it's big, but the color, the shade of green that it is, it's almost like 5 different dials. In some light, in low light, it's dark, almost black, and then in other lights, it's just this super brilliant green, and so it just gives it a great deal of diversity. I feel like I can wear this watch out fishing, out on a hike. I could wear this with jeans and a t-shirt. I could wear this in the boardroom when I'm making a sales presentation. I can wear this to important business meetings, to formal events, or even casual events. This is truly an everyday watch, no question about it. And it's because of the versatility of that dial. You're going to see that this has some of the most satisfying wrist roll that I've ever experienced in a watch. Look at that the brushed bracelet up to the dial here with that aluminum bezel. The aluminum is different than ceramic, and you can see it here really in the sunshine. It's not dull, it's really shiny. And so it's absolutely gorgeous. And this watch comes in you saw the recommended retail. This watch was purchased for about $415. So this watch feels like $1,000 plus watch. But this is affordable for really every price range for the average Joe watch collector. And so I can't recommend it enough. It's just an absolutely gorgeous watch that's going to move to the top of my wear list very, very quickly. So this is my second Seiko, and I don't regret it at all. Here's the case back. Usually I like to see the movement, but here you have some like rescue things. This is kind of an outdoorsman's, outdoor person's watch. And so that's like rescue stuff that's going to help people who might be doing an aerial search find you. Really a unique feature. Am I going to use it? I hope not. I hope I never get lost in the woods, but if I do, I will have the tools I need. And here is the bezel moving back and forth. It articulates very, very nicely. And that bezel is going to be explained here. In fact, this footage coming up, it's from one of my favorite watch YouTube content creators. His name is Oisin O'Malley, and I hope I'm not butchering that name, but the link to his channel is down in the description. He made a video about this watch that had to be taken down due to a copyright claim. So this is from a video that replaced that, but this man is an artist. When it comes to reviewing watches, he shows them in their best possible light. He has a great voice, and he inspired me to make my watch review video in this way. So thank you, Oisin O'Malley. Please go and check him out if you're into watch, even if you're not into watches. His content is truly cinematic, but he is going to explain the bezel, that compass style bezel, and exactly how it works.
But let me tell you why they call it the land tortoise. This bezel here is quite interesting. It's not a timer bezel like you'll see on the Rolex Hulk and other divers. And the whole idea is if you get lost in the wilderness or on a hike, you can find your bearings by using the sun and the bezel and dial together. It's called the Boy Scout trick. In short, you point the hour hand at the sun and divide the distance between it and 12, and you get south. Then you can adjust the bezel accordingly and use it as an impromptu compass. That of course changes during daylight savings time, and in the southern hemisphere you reverse the process. Some might argue that that's not very useful these days, but then again, how many of us are actually using a dive bezel either? I personally don't dive, do you?
So the link to Oisin O'Malley's channel is down below here, and while we're finishing up the video here, let's just take a look at the Loom shots. The Loom looks fantastic, as Seiko Loom is kind of known for. It's very sharp, very crisp and intelligible, and more importantly, it lasts. It lasts quite a while. You'll see here on the time lapse that it went for 20 minutes solid, and even after about 30 minutes, it was still pretty readable. So if you've watched this long, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be making more watch content, so leave me your comments. Tell me what I can do better. And if you're not subscribed, I hope today is the day I earn your subscription.